So tell us who you are and which project you are from.
Sure. My name is Reuben. I am the project steward of FIRO. We are a privacy-focused currency, and we have been around since around 2016, probably under the previous name of Zcoin. Yeah.
And how did you get into cryptocurrency?
So I got into cryptocurrency maybe at around 2000. Actually, I can't quite remember the exact date. Maybe about 2017, 2018. And oh no, actually much earlier. I got into Zcoin in 2016, but I was running a VPN service called Bole VPN, and basically I was exposed to crypto. Oh yeah, correct, 2013. And I was told like, hey, you're running a privacy service. Why aren't you, allowing people to pay
Yeah.
anonymously? And that's kind of how I got exposed to it. And I started accepting payments. I was probably the earliest merchant in my country to start accepting Bitcoin payments. And went into mining, did was really interested in the early privacy projects like Zcoin and Monero. And in 2016, I actually volunteered myself to join the FIRO project. And well, the rest is history. But yeah, my previous background is actually in law. So I was a lawyer for 10 years prior to joining the cryptocurrency industry. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And why did Zcoin change name to FIRO? And how did you came with this name?
Sure. So we rebranded, I think, late last year. It was not an easy decision. I guess it helps to sort of know about the history of the Zcoin name because when we launched in September 2016, we were using what was then called the Zero Coin protocol, which was one of the, I guess, like quite pivotal like changes in approaches to privacy. And of course, I think like 1 month later, Zcash launched, and they are using something called the Zero Cash protocol, which is totally different, but they have some shared authors. So what has happened is that despite us being launched earlier, we have always been kind of confused with Zcash. So that's kind of like the
Right.
main thing. People think that we are a Zcash fork, even though our technology now is like completely different. And totally different cryptography that and privacy mechanisms. So we felt that especially when we no longer use the zero coin protocol, we use something called Lelantus. We decided that it was time. It was a good time to rebrand, right? And we want to sound like a real currency. Like, what are we trying to be? We're trying to be private, decentralized money. And if you sound like, A coin, B coin, Z coin, it doesn't really sound like real money as compared to something like, the euro, the peso, or the dollar, the pound, right? And FIRO, I guess, ticks those boxes. It's only 4 letters. It's easy to say. And it actually ties back into how our privacy mechanism works, which is like burning coins and then redeeming them for brand new ones with no previous transaction history. So, Fire, Red,
Right.
FIRO. So yeah, I guess all those things, led us to decide to rebrand. And, there was obviously some initial skepticism and stuff, but I think it's turned out pretty well now. We don't get confused anymore for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and what are future plans of FIRO? Like, what are you planning to do with the protocol or the currency?
Right. So right now, I think we are really focusing on, I mean, like we've kind of got the science down, we spend so much time in coming out with the Lelantus protocol and doing all this like back end work. Now it's really time to make it usable. And that has like several pillars. Of course, the user experience, having a good mobile experience, having fast sync light wallets, right? Having like instant transactions. All these are like user experience stuff that we want to make sure that FIRO is not only private, but it is fun and easy to use. Because if it's difficult to use, no one's going to use it as a currency. So we have several even some research tasks like how to do privacy preserving light wallets, right? We also been looking into a lot of DEX integrations because as especially privacy coins have been quite controversial, so we want to be kind of as unstoppable as possible. We want to build liquidity pools that are very hard to censor, and therefore we're looking at stuff like Torchain or even we've built like DeFi bridges into Ethereum and BSC. Which is already up and running right now. And we also we are also integrated into Atomic DEX, which allows people to swap FIRO for other currencies using atomic swaps. So we really are focusing on, I guess, usability and I guess also like the liquidity on decentralized exchanges. So that's really exciting. And of course, there's still a lot of ongoing research work on how to further improve our privacy protocol, such as like in the Atlantis version 2, and even maybe what's next. And I guess the next few things that are going to be launched pretty soon is wrap addresses, which is like receiver address privacy, and a new kind of address system which protects the receiver privacy. We have the Elysium tokenization layer, which allows people to build their own coins on FIRO's network. That means it's like you want to build your own private stable coins, you want to build your own election token. Yeah, you can definitely do that on FIRO. So those, I guess, are a few of the things that we have in the near term. And we're also moving into something called ProcPow for our mining algorithm to make it much more lightweight and scalable, and also remain ASIC resistance, because we believe proof of work is really important to keep a fair distribution of the project. So yeah.
All right. And in last 1-2 days, the FIRO pretty much pumped in price. Do you think there was something something special that happened, or it was just random pump in the price?
Well, I don't think it's totally random. Obviously there's the technical analysis standpoint, which has kind of pointing that we have been passing through an accumulation phase. But even from a technical standpoint, we have so many things that are upcoming, right? We are seeing increased adoption of our privacy transactions. We are seeing a greater demand in privacy coins, despite the kind of the fear of regulation, because I think at the end of the day, people are starting to realize that, hey, if you want to be a decentralized, you want to have a decentralized currency, you need privacy, and Bitcoin doesn't seem to be heading towards that direction anytime soon, right?
Right.
So yeah, we want to be private stores of value, among, of course, being a currency as well. And I do think there is a real demand for that. So hopefully, we've been working for so many years now. It's good to see some, market validation of what we've been doing. But I'm really positive about, I guess the general direction of the project. And we're going to be starting a grants program soon. And we have some really cool people that will be joining the grants committee. We can expect probably an announcement soonish, and really excited to hear that. Yeah.
Okay, and for the end, if you were choose other coins, not exactly competitors, but what would be your top 3 of coins you think everyone should have?
Well, I actually, even despite it being a competitor, I like Monero for what it stands for. It has a pretty decentralized community and development, and I do think they take privacy seriously. So even though they're a competitor, I love Monero. I mean, obviously everyone should have Bitcoin, but that's kind of boring.
Right.
But I really actually like Rune, which is Tor chain, especially when we're getting integrated with them, because I think they are. I think for the first time we are seeing kind of like a Uniswap that supports cross chain without needing for wrapping and stuff. And I think that's really powerful to connect different chains through a decentralized exchange that hasn't really been done in any other decentralized. Positive on that. So maybe the last one. Well, I mean, I really like Ethereum. I mean, it seems really high right now, but the amount of like creativity and like innovation that is happening on that, despite the scale, has a very good culture of innovation, and I do think that competitors.
And see ya.